a groundbreaking exploration of South Asia. CCTV cameras visit Bhutan, India and Nepal, shedding light on these exotic countries and the lives of their people. A traditional artist, a dancer, a rebellious youngster, an archer, a pilot. People from very different backgrounds paint for us a full picture of what it's like to live in the region. By knowing the people, you can know how South Asia is changing. Images of South Asia, coming next on CCTV News.
Kamal lives on the western side of Bhaktapur. Every morning he walks across this ancient town to its eastern side, where he teaches. "28-year-old Kamal is one of a million ethnic Newars. The sixth biggest ethnic group in Nepal, the Newars account for 5% of the country's population. The Newar people enjoyed a golden age in the 17th century, when they created the brilliant Kathmandu Valley civilization. Remains from that period are still seen in Bhaktapur today. In this 800-year-old town, people still lead a traditional lifestyle. In the mornings, the women go to fetch water, and the bells ring, just as they have done for centuries. Copper plays a major role in Nepalese life, especially in this ancient town. It's a 20-minute walk from Kamal's house to school. On the way, he passes a roadside grocery market. Outsiders tend to picture Nepal as a mountainous country, yet few of its towns and cities lie above 2,000 meters. The vegetables and meat people here eat are typically those of lowland areas. Everywhere there is culture and tradition to be seen and touched, but change is in the air, as Kamal demonstrates in the way he dresses. The official language is Nepalese, yet English is widely spoken, particularly among the educated people. Kamal uses English to teach environmental science. He loves teaching. It was what he dreamed of doing when he was a little boy.
I have always been thinking about doing something different for the youth. So, youth are the most powerful force to change the society, or to change the country, or to change the world. So, until and unless the brain of the youths are changed, you cannot bring change in the society or in a country. Did you listen? Starts. And as the pH approaches 5, our pH 5 through the gate, the non-desirable species of plankton and mosses may begin to invade. And the southern fish will just will try to jump, and it will make it, the fish will just go inside out of the beer and see. Take your this
An aeroplane is seeking urgent permission to return to Pokhara. Something is wrong.
Loud and clear, time 0046. Runway, okay. Taxi now.
Natasha is Russian and the founder of this flying club. A student in the 1960s, she married a Nepalese man 35 years ago. Now she is a long-term resident of the country.
When I came first time in Nepal, there are no cement house. Only from this grass, Bengal. And people free. Everything natural. If I live in Moscow, there are only concrete jungle. Here it's natural.
Pokhara lies in Nepal's central region, 200 kilometers from Kathmandu. It's a small town of 100,000 inhabitants, lying among the southern foothills of the Himalayas. From this vantage point, 900 meters above sea level, the celebrated Himalayan peaks can be seen. When she first came, Natasha had no intention of settling permanently, but she relished the chance to be closer to Mother Nature. Hers is a very international family with 6 members from 3 different countries. Her second son, Stephen, works with her at the flying club. He's the pilot of the plane that got into difficulties. Natasha's love story began in Moscow in the 1970s.
It was a very young age. And my husband was studying in Moscow medicine. And I'm also from Moscow. So I meet him in a different event because he is a very good musician. And he also has some program on the Russian TV. And that time, in our time, the Beatles was very popular, yeah. And my husband can sing this Beatles song. And why you lie to me? Tell me why you cried. And why you lie to me? Everyone was very happy and exciting. When the foreigners play with the guitar and sing this Beatles song. So I also was after him, and many girls looking on him, but he chose me. And if he chose me, I chose him and live together, and we are now still happy.
And so, she accompanied her husband back to Nepal. It was the time when, in the West, hippies were turning their eyes eastward in search of spiritual sustenance. Nepal, with its snow-capped mountains and alpine lakes, seemed like the perfect escape. Maxim, the engineer, has fixed the problem. The problem was minor, but safety always comes first for Natasha and her team. Now that it's been fixed, the plane can return to the sky, carrying the next group of tourists. In Bhaktapur, after finishing his day's teaching, Kamal is on his way home. Now he'll help his parents in their field. His father used to be a merchant, a committed communist. His life has been a perpetual struggle. He has always tried to help others, giving seeds away for free to poor farmers and selling farm machinery for next to no profit. He has 4 children and all of them have supported him in whatever he has done. His values have become theirs.
My elder sister, elder brothers, younger sister, everybody is influenced by my father. He says, whatever you do it very cleanly. Whatever you do it perfectly. And I try to do it as perfectly as I can.
Evening falls. The neighbourhood has electric power, thanks to its own generators. In Kamal's home, dinner is ready. It's early morning in Chitwan in southern Nepal. The elephants wake up earlier than the other creatures, as do their handlers, the mahouts. Chitwan in Sanskrit has the meaning forest depth. It lies on the plain of Terai, 150 kilometres from Bhaktapur. This is Nepal's breadbasket. It also has a greater variety of wildlife than anywhere else in the country. Muhammad, a Muslim, came here from India several years ago. Without permanent residency, he is limited in his choice of jobs. Cleaning and feeding the elephant is the job of the day. The cushion, made of very soft material, can accommodate several tourists at a time. The Terai region subtropical climate. By 8 o'clock, Muhammad is heading deep into the forest with his tourists. According to South Asian legend, elephants have supernatural powers. In reality, they can live to be 100. Mohammed's elephant, Kaylee, at 30 years old, is in the prime of life. Mohammed and Kaylee have been together for 15 years, from when Mohammed was a toddler. Kaylee was with him throughout all the years he was growing up. Mohammed works for a local travel company, taking tourists into the rainforest. Life is full of change. One day, Mohammed believes he may have to say goodbye to Kaylee. Monkeys and oxen are a common sight in the streets of South Asian cities. Hinduism dictates that such animals be allowed to roam free. Over 80% of Nepalese are Hindus, fewer than 8% are Buddhists. The Nepali capital, Hindu and Buddhist places of worship can often be seen standing side by side. In an area of less than 7 square kilometers, there are as many as 250 Buddhist temples. Not far from the border with India lies the Buddhist holy site of Lumbini. Among the morning worshippers is a Chinese businessman named Pan Yueming. As the birthplace of the Buddha, Lumbini is the most sacred place in Buddhism. People from all over the world come in their droves to pay their respects, and 15 countries have sponsored the construction of temples here. They include the Chinese monastery, funded by the Chinese government. The monks kowtowed to the place which, so the story goes, was the exact spot where the Buddha was born. Pan Yueming owns 2 restaurants and a hotel in Kathmandu. He's a naturally sociable man who is well known among the locals and popular among visitors. After morning meditation, he visits the Chinese monastery. The building is currently being enlarged. As visitor numbers have increased in recent years, so the monastery has needed more facilities and accommodation. Pan Yueming is overseeing the project. Pan feels a strong attachment to this place. His family are living in Kathmandu. He hasn't been back to see them for 6 months. In all, he has lived in Nepal for 5 years. He finds the country fascinating. In this, he is not alone. Other Chinese business people are also coming to Nepal, drawn by the commercial opportunities and by the country's beauty and its powerful spiritualism. Whenever friends come to visit, Pan offers them a guided tour. He never fails to bring them to Lumbini and the Chinese monastery.
你看，这个就是阿育王石柱，上面有4句话，它的大概的意思是，阿育王在登基20年后，以国王的身份拜这个佛陀释迦牟尼的圣地，然后歌颂佛陀的功绩，然后以这个周围所有的农民减免赋税为原来的1/8，而这些话跟原先玄奘西游的时候写下的那个游记中的话全部是对应的，也就是因为这几句话，确定了这是佛陀释迦牟尼诞生的地方。
In Lumbini, several Buddhist ceremonies are held each day. Whenever he has the time, Pan Yueming joins the monks. This evening, once again, he is meditating at a shrine.
एकदम इन्ट्रेस्टिङ रहेछ लाइफ इन्ट्रेस्टिङ रहेछ तपाईँको डेली लाइफ एक दिनको लाइफ चाहिँ
भनेपछि तपाईँ यहाँ पनि आउनुहुन्छ भनेर सुट गर्न लाग्यो।
Every Wednesday, teacher Kamal hosts a radio program called Passion Trend. It's a forum where mainly young people discuss such issues as education, road construction, employment and immigration. Today is the 3rd day of Biscuit Jatra, the biggest festival of the year for Newars in Bhaktapur. He arrives at the studio very early. He plans to share the festive joy with his listeners. Everywhere is bathed in a holiday atmosphere. The roads leading to Durbar Square are thronged with people.
Hello, hi, namaste, very good evening. How are you people? I hope everybody of you are very good. Namaskar, and very good evening to the Sathiru Mahodabaiko Sathi Kamal Ras, all the way from the station of Bhaktapur FM 105.4 megahertz, the first and foremost FM station of Bhaktapur district and Bhaktapur municipality.
Biscuit Jatra is when the Newars celebrate their new year. The festival dates back to the Malla dynasty in the 17th century. It originated with a love story. A beautiful princess several times went through a marriage ceremony, but each time, on her wedding night, 2 poisonous snakes would come sliding out of her nostrils and kill the groom. Eventually, one brave young man succeeded in killing the 2 snakes with his sword. The young man and the princess lived happily ever after. Still today, people hang silk ribbons from the trees, symbolizing the 2 snakes.
तपाईले बिस्किट जात्रा कसरी मनाउनु भयो तपाईलाई बिस्किट जात्रा कस्तो लाग्यो अनि कुन चीजले तपाईलाई लोभ्यायो कुन चीजले तपाईलाई तिरस्कृत बनायो भने कुन चीज तपाईलाई सुरक्षित साथमा तपाईँहरू कुराकानी गरिरहेका छौँ तपाईँलाई त्यसकै साथमा
The climax of the festival comes when a 25-metre wooden pole is erected among the crowd. This is a custom with its roots in Hinduism. Teams representing different castes compete, each pulling on a rope. When the pole snaps, it means the beginning of the new year, and the direction in which it falls indicates the victorious team, and they can expect good fortune in the year ahead.
जात्रा बिस्किट जात्रा भनेर एकदमै भव्य सब सकिँदैन कम से कम हामी हुनुहुन्थ्यो हामी आज कुराकानी गरिरहेका छौँ तपाईँले बिस्किट जात्रा 2067 सालको बिस्किट जात्रा कस्तो लाग्यो तपाईँको अपेक्षा कस्तो थियो र त्यसपछि
This year, the pole falls on the side of a lower caste, but no one's disappointed. Simply getting your hands on a piece of the pole is also considered lucky. And the celebrations are not over yet. Still to come is Shiva's ride, when she travels through the streets in a chariot drawn by several hundred people. The chariot contains relics and images of Hindu deities gathered from various temples. The belief is that at Biscuit Jatra, the deities come to mix with the people. The procession lasts until midnight.
नयाँ विषयवस्तुमा प्रकाशित गर्न निम्ति अवश्य पनि फर्कनेछौँ आजलाई भने म कमल राज रसुल्लाका साथ बिदा माग्छु बाइ बाइ हैव अ ग्रेट इभनिङ